Hello everybody, it's Aaron. Welcome to another episode of TPPI. The turtle is finished multiple times. I went ahead and ran it 3 times and it actually only filled up 2 of the iron chests. So I made a dolly because these things are really cool. Unfortunately, they don't work on factorization barrels, but that's not that big of a deal. I've done some testing. I haven't built a new place to live yet. I have all these awesome ideas, and then I start doing it, and then it just ends up looking stupid. So I'm gonna take the weekend and work on that. What we're gonna do today is probably gonna drain all our resources, but that's okay. We're gonna process all of these guys. We've got at least 3 stacks of iron and copper. They're dispersed through both chests. So probably 4 stacks of each. Not a lot of gold. Probably like barely a quarter of a stack. A few diamonds. Whatever. So right now I am cooking up some nether bricks and some glass. I had this idea a really long time ago. When Monkey Puzzle made his glacier warehouse, it was a bunch of barrels, and they came out of his quarry through Buildcraft pipe, and I think he used insertion pipes. But I mean, it was just ridiculous amount of things, and so what we're gonna do? I've been playing with logistics pipes, and they're not cheap, but they don't require power in this mod pack. So I want to give them a try. Basically, my idea was to put insertion pipes along the top and then put the appropriate logistics pipe on the bottom. I think it's the provider pipe. This one. We're going to need 16 of these for these barrels and I think 4 chests. I think these are 12 barrels. We actually may not hook up all of these, but I mean, you want everything you have connected to your network so you don't have to go get it, right? So what's the point of only hooking up some of them? So the idea is, this is a dump chest. It could be an ender chest or a tesseract. You pump out of it, insertion pipes along the top of the barrels, and then everything goes down, and then the overflow, you put your iron chests or diamond chests on the next level. In our case, we hook up a regular logistics pipe to one side and a provider to the other side, and then to do the ore processing, we'll use the supplier logistics pipe to put the ores in a machine or a hopper on top of a machine or whatever, and then they just go back into the system, and then if we need anything, we use the request logistics pipe. I want to use one chest with a supplier pipe and always keep like, a stack of each of the ores, maybe a stack of glass, redstone, things that we need all the time, so they're always in one place. We don't have to hunt around for them. So I'm going to do some crafting. It's going to take me a couple of minutes. This stuff has to finish cooking as well. So I'm going to do that, and I'll be right back, and we'll hook all this up. I figure what we can do is make an alloy smelter and a sag mill, and then just use like an extra utilities generator or something like that. The alloy smelter recipe is what requires nether bricks, and the sag mill, I think, is this one, is obsidian. So this is kind of like the pulverizer equivalent. We will make a pulverizer at some point when we start silk touching redstone. So I'm going to throw these downstairs somewhere just to get them out of the way. I'm going to craft up a bunch of stuff. Hopefully I have enough cactus grown over there. And Once I get everything crafted, I'll be back and we'll hook it up. So I'll see you in just a second. Okay guys, change of plans. I'm still going to make the Ender IO machines, but I decided that since they don't automatically output in this version, I'm used to the 1.7 version already, where they have an output interface and they're really slick. So I went ahead and made just a pulverizer and furnace. We will make the Ender IO machines because I'm going to want to make reservoirs and stuff like that. So I didn't quite have enough cactus to make all the insertion pipes that we're going to need. So I'll just fill it in with gold or stone for the time being, and I'll just fill them in later. I'm not going to be dumping anything in here. Well, maybe. I don't know. I figure it would be a while. But anyway, insertion pipe is iron pipe with cactus green. Essentially what it does, it's kind of like an item duct. If the item will go in it, it will put it in there. If not, it moves on. The difference in the item duct in this is that the Buildcraft pipes don't care if there's a valid destination. They just send it regardless. We all know how much of a mess that can be. So I could probably figure out a way to use regular logistics pipes up here, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. I've got all my provider pipes on the bottom of these for the most part. And let's, I don't think we need it for that stuff. What else do we not need it for? Probably this stuff. So we'll just put gold pipe there instead. And then let's run the stone pipe down. We'll throw a couple of gold in there for good measure. And then we'll come downstairs. And let's see, we're going to need regular old logistics pipes right here. I had 2 more chests. I probably left them upstairs. And then we put the providers on this side. And I should probably not connect that side of the chest, but I don't think it'll really matter. I'll just put a basic logistics pipe there. Just so if something is zooming by from a provider pipe, if we have a regular pipe here, it's got a random chance of going this way or that way. We probably ought to also put one right there, just so the network sends the items here instead of trying to send it to the provider pipe. So let's throw our other 2 chests there. I think I just dumped them. Yep. I actually have more than I thought I did. Alright, so if we put... Let's come up here and... we'll just use stone pipe. This isn't going to be very pretty to begin with. I'm just getting it set up just so we have some sort of organization So we'll put this guy here. We'll put I like to put the request pipe on the side. And I'm going to need to make a wrench. I forgot about that. And then I like to put the supplier on the back that we have. Well, I'll show you in a second. I think it's a stone gear and 3 iron. And it looks like I used all my gears. I made like a stack of them thinking, there's no way I'll use all these. And then 5 minutes later, they're all gone. Alright, so here's a wrench. If we click on this wrench, it should show us everything, and it does. This is everything in the chest downstairs. Basically, it's everything with a provider logistics pipe hooked up to it. So we're not going to see this Greg Tech granite stuff. We're not going to see the limestone, but we should see everything else. If I want something, I click on it, request it, and I need to put a pipe right there. They're just gonna bounce around. You're supposed to put a logistics pipe at all your junctions. We only got 13 of them. Hopefully I don't remember how many I requested, but we did have 19. We still have 6 down here. Okay. See, that's why it's good to test things out. So the reason that happened, we put a regular Buildcraft pipe, and those pipes have no routing. They don't know where anything is supposed to go. The logistics pipe knows that this is the request pipe that wants the diamonds, so it's going to send it down the pipe segment where this is. Without this, you saw what happened. It bounced around everywhere. So let's try one of these. Let's get a stack of iron ore. Bam! It all shows up in the chest right here. Excellent. So what I like to do is... Well, it's not what I like to do. I've never done this before. What I would like to do is set certain things in here, like a stack of copper, a stack of lead, a stack of gold, as many iron as I have, 23 redstone. None of those things are in the system right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to need a way to put them in the system. And I made a couple of redstone engines and a wooden transport pipe. Actually, let's move this back one. We'll put this in the wall because it's prettier that way. Well, there's nothing really pretty about it, but it won't just be sitting out here. So there's the dump chest. Wooden pipe, and then we'll run the other pipe up here. Hopefully I have enough gold pipes. Put a redstone engine on each side, and then we need a couple of levers to turn those on. I really like autarkic gates, but you know, I cannot afford a crafting table, and I don't have any, or assembly table, and I don't have any power yet. So if we put any of these things in here, they're going to get pumped out. They're not really going to know where to go. They should go into the logistics pipe network and end up downstairs. And then once they end up in a chest that has a provider, what's happening? Uh-oh, this isn't good. I don't know why they're doing this. Maybe I don't have a default route set. There we go. Since I didn't put a filter on any of these chests, it really doesn't know where to go. So they fill in here, and then once the system realizes, hey, we have gold. I don't know if I put gold up there, but once it realizes, hey, we have gold, it'll take it out of the chest, or it should take it out of the chest and put it in the chest upstairs. We got stuff just bouncing around all over the place. So we've got 1 gold, 1 lead. I only put 1, that's why. So let's make that 17. And then the other one zoom up here. So what'll happen is if we take this out, it'll try to replace it with 17 more. There it goes. And the copper's coming in. So this will be good for things we need all the time. Ingots, redstone, stuff like that. If you're going to do this with a barrel, one thing you're going to want to do, you're going to want to switch this to leave 1 item so that when the barrel empties, something else doesn't get put in it, since you cannot lock these barrels like you can lock one of the Jabba barrels. So I'm pretty sure that that'll leave 1 in the barrel. In my testing, it worked like that just fine. So if we end up with more in here, nothing's going to happen. It doesn't balance it. But if we take them all out, it's going to try to put 17 more back in here. And we have no redstone in the system, so apparently that's all our gold too. That's bad. So I'm not sure how long I've been going. I'm just going to keep on because we need to get this done. So we're going to come down here and let's do it like this. We'll just throw our furnace and our pulverizer in the middle of the floor like that. We'll put the conduit underneath it. It's just leadstone conduit. Nothing fancy. Alright, and then I just made a furnace generator. I don't remember how much it outputs, but it should work okay for a while anyway. So let's put a supplier on there. I don't have any coal on me. I was thinking we could just keep this thing constantly supplied with coal. Maybe I'll leave that unhooked for a minute and I'll just put it in there manually. But what I was thinking was we can either do the hopper thing or put a chest with an item duct, because what'll happen is if we take a supplier logistics pipe here, I need to go ahead and replace the corner with a regular one. What'll happen is if we tell it to send all the iron over here, once it fills up, it's going to keep bouncing around, and I don't want everything bouncing around the pipe. So if we do this, let's just put it on infinite. There they go. When the pulverizer fills up, see, it keeps trying to send items. They don't know where to go, so they get shot across, and then they get shot back. And I think that's a bad way to do it. So what we probably ought to do is we can put, I think I have a hopper upstairs. We'll put a buffer chest on top with a hopper. And I'll just make a regular wooden chest. I don't really see us having enough ores to process to warrant an iron chest for this. So I'll put the hopper, and hopefully my ceiling is big enough. It's not. So we'll just put the supplier up here. And I'm not sure if it's better to use stone or gold for this, so I'm just kind of using a mixture of the two until I run out. And then actually we're going to need a regular thing here. Alright, and I won't put anything on this for the time being. So now if we do this, we put ore, I'll just put it on infinite. I think that's all the ore I really need to process right now. We're going to end up with all of our ores. I don't want to put stacks. I don't think it really matters, but since it's on infinite. And can I pulverize osmium? I don't remember. We'll try it and see. Just for the hell of it. So this thing is filling up with all the ores that are in the network. And once I give this some coal, we can go ahead and test this out. I'm not going to leave it hooked up because I don't have a ton of it right now. Most of it's in the other dimension. We ought to get some coal right down here into this thing. I don't know how often that sends a request for it. That actually might not be too bad. I'll leave it like that for a second and see what happens. So I probably ought to set my outputs right. And then that one is going to kick out. Going to need another one right there. And stone pipe. I probably should put gold there. So then that iron ore, it's going to go back and end up in one of these unorganized chests. But it doesn't really matter because we just see it all through the logistics pipe system. So it's kind of like when you put a drive in your AE network and you don't pre-format it, stuff just gets dumped there. Kind of the same deal. It's like analog AE. So here's everything we've got. We should see the iron go up. There it is. We got two more. Hopefully it's going to the right place. Yep, it's just slow. So there it is. Very basic, very rudimentary, but I think it'll make my life a little easier for the meantime. And then we'll probably jump to AE at some point. I just been, I said a long time ago, hey, let's make a logistics pipes network, and I never got around to it. So now I've gotten around to it, and the fact that it doesn't require any power is what I like the most about it. And this guy is not getting coal for some reason. I'm not sure what bulk 100 means, or I'm going to have to read up on this pipe. because I should be getting coal and I'm not. It worked once, and now our ore processing stopped. How about this? Let's just break it and replace it. See if we get one comes down the pipe. It may have freaked out when it was sending one, and I broke that pipe. So at any rate, there we go. This ought to be working for a while. And I'm going to process everything. I'm going to try to work on building. Hopefully we can have a place to live by the next episode. No promises, but that's what I'm shooting for. So that's going to do it, guys. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, especially suggestions, because I really only know what I read about logistics pipes this morning. So, and this is the first time I've ever used it, like I said. So leave me some suggestions down below if you have any. And that'll do it. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.